Hey everybody, welcome back to Red Mug Music. I'm Brian, and today we're going to continue the Van Halen Album Ranking Countdown, and today we're going to be covering album number 11. Now, I've already done number 12, and if you've missed that one, stop here, go back and watch that video. I'll link that video down in the description below, and I'll also throw a link up at the top of the screen for you, so it'll be easy to get to that. So click on that, watch it, come back, and then watch number 11. Now, for those of you that are continuing on, number 11 is kind of upsetting me because it's an album that I at first didn't really care about, and then after going through the rankings and listening to this album so much and figuring it out, I finally got to where I just really liked it. But I went through it again, I ranked all the songs again, I came up with my final score, and it still landed at number 11. So before you get mad at me, just understand that I like this album too, and the only other albums to beat this album were just other Van Halen albums, so I think we're okay. The problem with this album is, to me, it sounded like there was a lot of filler and just a lot of extra stuff. There were too many instrumentals, and it just kind of gave it a bad sound overall. Now, I'm looking at albums from beginning to end. I'm listening to all the songs and how they affect the mood of the album. I'm listening to the transitions, and I'm just everything. And there was just way too much fluff, way too much just extra on here that just didn't need to be there. I mean, really, less is more. They could have just taken these tracks off and been just as good. Not just instrumentals. There was a track there I wasn't a fan of either, but come to find out, and I haven't mentioned the album yet, you may have already figured it out, but come to find out, they recorded over 30 songs for this album. So the fact that I thought that there were filler on this album made me think that they just didn't come up with a lot of material, because I know they recorded this album really fast. Actually, the reason why there were instrumentals is because Eddie Van Halen was writing songs faster than Sammy Hagar was able to put lyrics to it. So he finally decided to just release one particular instrumental without any lyrics whatsoever, which was kind of devastating, because I would have liked to seen that, but that was one less song that he had, Sammy Hagar had to do, so it was better for him. But anyway, back to the album title. Number 11, I'm picking Balance to be the 11th best Van Halen album. And again, don't get mad at me. I love this album too. I love this album more than I did before I came into this, so whatever. Balance was released in 1995, and it's a really long album. It comes in at about 53 minutes, and it's the last of the 4 albums with frontman Sammy Hagar. Again, if you've noticed the cover are conjoined twins. And actually what it is, it's the same kid, and they took a picture, then they took another picture, and they photoshopped it together. But I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but the shape of the two kids on the conjoined kids on the cover are supposed to be in the shape of the Van Halen logo. I don't know if you noticed that. I didn't notice until I read about it. But in Japan, they weren't so fond of the two kids conjoined like that, so their version is just one child, and I'll show that one up here. But that was pretty cool. And speaking of band albums or band album covers, I did a video once before talking about some album covers that got banned and the ones that caught my attention. I'll also link that down below, and I can put a link up here for you if you want to go check that out. It's interesting. I enjoyed it. All right, let's get into the album. Let's talk about these tracks. The first track is called The Seventh Seal. Now that one comes in with Monks, It's really cool and kind of a little clattering going on. And then the drums come in like a big heavy bang, and then just this slow driving, just amazing drum, and the music comes. I mean, it kind of reminds me of how Pound Cake starts. It's a little different, but it's kind of that same drum, and I really enjoyed it. This is one of my favorite tracks on the album. And then the second song, Can't Stop Lovin You. Now this one was a really big hit for them. It was a very popular and extremely radio friendly hit that did well for them. But I do personally think this song was poorly placed. After the Seventh Seal, I think they needed something in the beginning of the album that was a little bit more, driving and not just this poppy, radio friendly song. I think maybe Amsterdam would have been a better choice to put there, but that's just how my brain works. So, that really doesn't matter. But song number 3 is Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do. It's another one that they released. It's another slow paced, hard hitting song like the Seventh Seal. It's got a nice solo during like a breakdown session. So it just kind of breaks it down, and it's a great song. One of the strong ones on the album as well. And then we're going to get to Amsterdam. Now, I love this song, but I hate the chorus. Wham Bam, Amsterdam. I think he could have done a lot better than that. And I also know that Eddie Van Halen thought that the lyrics was kind of stupid. Also, he definitely wasn't a fan of that. I know Amsterdam is the capital of where he's from, so it probably meant something to him. And then Sammy Hagar writes Wham Bam Amsterdam. A little cringy, but the song overall is really good. Now the next song is Big Fat Money. Now this is one of the songs that I felt like was a little bit more of a filler. I think it came a little too easy, and it was a little silly. I don't think that was a really good name for the song, and it's just definitely not one of their strongest tracks. So this is the one that I wish wasn't on the album at all, because I think it stalls it out. I mean, it's Van Halen, it's good, but when you're thinking about creating a masterpiece of an album, sometimes, like I said, less is more, and this is one that I wish they hadn't put in there. So now the next song after that is called Strung Out. This is a very short instrumental that didn't need to happen. It's just a jumbled mess. I'm sure they have a reason for it, but when it comes to the listener, I don't find it to be necessary, and I think again it just continues stalling out this record. And that's one of the reasons why I thought that I didn't like this album. It's because of the stall outs and the fillers and stuff like that. And I get to this point and I'm already kind of like, I'm already not really interested because of the, Big Fat Money and now Strung Out. It's just too much. The next song after that is Not Enough. Now, Not Enough is a beautiful ballad with a gorgeous piano and great chorus, and another really good, it's a very good radio-friendly single. Another one of their very strong tracks on the album. It's just not, rock and roll, grind it out kind of, Van Halen track, but it's good. Musically, it's a good song, and I really enjoy it. After that, you have Aftershock, nice upbeat song. Sammy Hagar's vocals are really great, just another enjoyable song. I like that one a lot. And then after that, we're on track number 9. It's called Doin Time. Again, another filler instrumental that sounds like it should have been. I mean, when you hear that, don't you kind of imagine that it should be like on Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack? It sounds a little bit like something that you would hear kind of in the background while Eddie Murphy's character is running through the streets. It just sounded outdated and weird. And again, another one that could have just not been on the album whatsoever, but it was. And again, it stalls it out. All right, the next song is the instrumental I was actually talking about at the beginning of the video, Baluchitherium. This is one that there were supposed to be lyrics. There were supposed to be lyrics added to the song, but Again, Eddie Van Halen was just writing them quicker than Sammy Hagar could put music or lyrics to them. So they said, it sounds good enough. We'll just keep it as an instrumental. I would have liked to heard what they could have done with this, with lyrics, but it's actually a good song, and I actually appreciate it as an instrumental, so I'm good with this one. And then after that, track number 11 is Take Me Back, Deja Vu. Acoustic guitar, harmonica, I love this song. This one's a little bit more complex than their other tracks. And actually I was thinking during the time of grunge, the electric guitar and the chorus, during the chorus part was just right up there with the best of them. So I really enjoyed the guitar on this song. And then the last song is Feelin. This is one of the most perfect ending songs Van Halen has ever done. It has traits that the ending song needs, in my opinion, to wrap the album up. Okay, the song is 6 minutes and 34 minutes long. It's very dramatic, has a lot of attitude, and has a lot of build up, and it just has the perfect ending. I love when it's almost like they meant to create the song to end the album with. So, but again, if we take out the instrumentals, except for that one and Big Fat Money, I think this would have been we would be discussing this as a much better album than what it was, and I think I would have it higher in my rankings. But of course, I'm ranking all the songs, and the bad songs will drag it down. So unfortunately, it didn't do as well as I wanted it to, but now it's one of my favorite Van Halen albums they have. So we have that. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed my take on the album Balance by Van Halen, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to be notified whenever the next video comes out, which is going to be their 10th best album. Don't forget to subscribe to my Instagram at Red Mug Music. Also, I have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Red Mug Music. Make some comments down below. Let me know what you think about this being the 11th album. And again, if you could share on social media, just try to get it out there. Let's keep growing the channel. I've been getting a lot of subscribers, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's just keep this going. But again, ring the bell, subscribe, make sure you're here next time for number 10, and I will see you then.